Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley to about the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 6 now.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. Miami.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
A gain of 2.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 27-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
At the 27-yard line.
The first down carry for Barkley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 19-yard line.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Barkley is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they...
He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down in the yard. Now it's Jackson. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Henry up the middle. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
It's a pickup of 3.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Jackson. Oh, that is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Jackson and the rest of the offense staying put. They will go for it on 4th. Jackson now. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards.
And the Raven first down.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Forward.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Derrick Henry. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So a great start. They force the turnover on the other side and then take it down the field on their first drive and finish it off with a short touchdown run.
Nice and efficient, excellent job blocking, finds the gap and barrels into the end zone. Great way to finish off that drive.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Hurts. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for an Eagles first down.
Barkley inside handoff. And he's got it to about the 40. 2nd and 7.
Teddy Buchanan on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Ravens' 40-yard line.
Again, it's Barkley. They're still about 3 yards shy of it first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up third.
Throwing is Hurts. He'll try to pick it up himself. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. Would be ideal.
It moves to second and 10.
Second and 10.
Oh.
Jackson. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Jackson's pass.
So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game. That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
180.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Eagles are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Eagles first down.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin first and 10. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another first and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. A short throw caught by Andrews. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. To throw is Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll run. It's Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
1st and 10 at the 47.
Hurts sets up to throw it. This one complete down the field to Goddard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
63.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, they get back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Elliott good on the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. From the gun, Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle.
yards. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Jackson from the shotgun. They'll find Bateman once more. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
A gain of 26 yards. First down, Baltimore.
Now it's Jackson. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick.
And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Jackson going to keep it. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And now the half not quite over yet. This is a live football on the miss. And he is finally going to be taken down. Boy, that could have been a really late swing here, but the attempt to return the field goal snuffed out. And that'll do it for this first half. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles, so as we start the third quarter. Curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Here comes third down and 7.
It's 3rd and 7.
Now Jackson. He'll try and do this himself. And that is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
15 yards. And the Baltimore first down. First and 10.
They'll look to throw now on first down. That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up second down. Now Lamar changing the play. Again, Jackson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now they'll audible to something else. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey! What? You.
They're going to try and throw. He'll try to do it himself. And it is caught. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10.
That's good for a Baltimore first down.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. But I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Second down.
Here's Jackson. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
It's a gain of 2.
No, we changed it.
Jackson now. This will go to Henry out wide. And he is going to lose yardage here. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far. But 2nd and 13 here. Now it's Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line.
Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions.
After the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond? For the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Back at his 48-yard line.
Hurts. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Ravens are going to get the football back at their own 17. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision could get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
The Baltimore first down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Ravens.
from the gun. It's Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Jackson going to keep it. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's Hurts to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
No touch. No touch.
On the draw, this is Barkley. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Dre, set. I know you want it.
Barkley again. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line.
4 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also...
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
DC, ready?
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Jackson's pass.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down.
Second and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Now Lamar changing the look. Throwing is Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10 at their own 18. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Here's second and 4 from the 24. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. This is third and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Throwing is Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on third and 2.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll come to the line now on a third and 6.
Down back at the 34-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll try and do this himself. And this is going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Now I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. To throw is Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Running from the gun with Henry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. They'll come up now, second and 9. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Well, you don't have to beg the Philly faithful to make noise. On their feet for third down. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And the Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30. Tie game, fourth quarter. You're already in the red zone, well in field goal range. You can't throw a pick there.
And you know I want to give all the credit to the defenders, right? I mean, they made a play on the ball. But bottom line, you set up the situation perfectly. You've already got the field goal in the bag. You've got to make sure you take care of the football in that situation.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. They'll come up now on second down. They'll set up a throw. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. That one downfield for Dotson. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Oh, man, late in a tight ball game, every play so critical. You feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now fourth down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Here's first and 10. Jackson to throw. Jackson going to keep it. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And this is one of those gotta-have-it drives. You can't start much better than that. Big yardage there. And just as important, he's able to get out of bounds. And now, that changes everything.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
1 yard gain.
Jackson.
At the 47-yard line.
That one into the hands of Flowers. A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. Throwing. Jackson. Jackson going to keep it. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. Luke now for the extra point. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Back to throw. This is Smith to the ground. Now they burn the timeout. And And they're kind of in that gray area where they might be able to get 2 plays in, but maybe just 1 play left in this ball game. We'll see. Here's first down. Back to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. This one came right down to the wire. And CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's 1 play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.